The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Fausto and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests. Words from chaos. Get it off our chest. Rhode Island, worldwide. Dark corners in all places. Speak how we live. Radio show. Smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road. Right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live.
Follow us on Instagram at street_corner_soapbox.
Don't forget, guys, check us out. Like us on Facebook at Street Corner Soapbox.
And subscribe and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher.
And all digital platforms. Don't forget, all of our episodes are going to be on streetcornersoapbox.com. Love you all. That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. We are here live with my brother, Lord Willin.
Yo, what's going on, people?
And the infamous Jerry Tillinghast.
Yes, Providence legend, Mr. Jerry Tillinghast.
What's going on,
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for coming on today.
It's okay. Anything I can do to help.
All right, we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an honor to have you on.
And push my book.
Yeah, of course.
And don't forget your Patreon.
Yeah, right. We got that one, yeah. Which I don't know why people haven't signed up. $5 a month. And you see all that stuff from New York with John Gotti, all that.
Well, extra content you guys get to check out on Jerry's Patreon.
Yeah, make sure you sign up to the Patreon.
What's the handle for that? What's Patreon?
Where can they find it?
Providence. True Crime
Providence?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So make sure you go to Patreon, True Crime Providence, True Crime PVD, sign up, and you'll get exclusive and
extra content,
bonus episodes, and all kinds of stuff that these guys are working on.
Absolutely. So pretty much going to go over a little about Jerry's life and his book Choices.
Yeah, Choices, Rage, Regrets, Redemption. You make them, you own them. Words to live by, in my opinion.
Yeah, you guys get it all locally, too. You get at Barnes & Nobles.
That's always been my favorite word, even when I was younger. My thing is, own up for what you do.
Yeah.
Take responsibility. Don't blame, well, that happened, this, that. You made the choice. You got involved. Reap the benefits, suffer the consequences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's that simple.
Well, a lot of people don't do that.
No, they
especially
don't.
these days.
But these days, people over there, you got to slap them to shut them up.
They glorify them like rats now.
Yeah, right? Stop glorifying rats.
Yeah.
So why don't we, we're going to go through the book and some questions that we have and talk about some points that we found that were interesting to ask you.
Okay.
We're both from Providence, and it's the book gave us a really interesting perspective of the city back in different times. Definitely different than what it is now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, it's pretty disgusting now.
Yeah, no, it's definitely changed.
I can remember when I was 10 years old going to Federal Hill.
Right.
All the vendors would be out there, all the fruits, the food, the cooking. It was, forget about it.
Right.
I mean, even right here at Broad Street.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a nice part, but if you go down a quarter mile, it's shit.
I think this is Patuxent, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Patuxent Valley Village.
Patuxent Village, yeah.
It's always been pretty nice down here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So the Tillinghast name is a prominent one that dates back to the 1500s in England. And I guess one of your ancestors was a close friend of Roger Williams. I found that interesting.
Yeah, what happened was that was Pardon Tillinghast. He was the original one that came over. A lot of people think that, even my family members think that, we come through Plymouth Rock. No, we didn't. We come through Connecticut. Plymouth Rock, this was a little bit after Plymouth Rock. And it was his brother went through Texas. So we kind of covered what was known as the then United States.
Yep.
And every Tillinghast in this country is related.
Really?
Okay.
Everyone. I found out because when I was in jail, I started doing my genealogy. Mm-hmm. I had plenty of time on my hands, so I had to keep busy, be creative. And I found out quite a few things. Where Roger Williams came in was just recently, about a year and a half ago, 2 years. My cousin Lori Maroney was doing some research, and she called me. She says, "Jerry, did you know there's a 50-50 possibility that Roger Williams married Barton's granddaughter?"
Oh, wow.
No shit.
I said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." So that's cool.
Yeah.
But they're all saying, they left fighting religious freedom, and
right.
that's. But Pardon Tillinghast was here. Roger Williams came after. They became friends, and their relationship from there on, I guess, was history. You know.
Oh, did you do that ancestry, my ancestry, or any of those things?
No. Well, yes. Me and my oldest son Jerry Jr. and my youngest daughter, we were on that.
Yeah.
We tried to find it, and the funny part was I'm supposed to be Irish, English, Indian, Norwegian, and Scotch. I got the Scotch, the Irish, the English.
No Indian.
And let me see.
Irish, Scottish.
The only one I couldn't find was the Indian.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And not that it wasn't there, but my son Jerry, he racked his brain going through everything to try to find it. He said, guys, we can't find it, you know? And as it is the genealogy, when people do that, we have a big Tillinghast society.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm.
So one of my cousins is Todd Lawrence. I was in New Hampshire in prison. My cousin Joan and Jimmy Tillinghast received some information to fill out different family members and what like that. So they were getting ready to go on vacation. So they turned around and contacted me, and they said, Jerry, we're going to leave this with you because this is your thing. You take it. So I called Todd. I said, well, I didn't know if you were going to accept it or not, to collect call. He said, why? He said, you're my cousin. And he was a pretty good lawyer at the time, so... And he said, well, we got about 25,000 pages of the family history. I said, well, he said, you want copies? I said, no. Where might I put them? I won't be able to be in my room. 25,000 copies.
Yeah.
But I had to straighten out my family because he had my brothers mixed up, the kids mixed up. That's why I straightened that all out for him. And I'm waiting for the next Tillinghast Society meeting to come because I missed them. I was in jail when they had, I think, the next to the last one. Or both, actually. And I asked them if I could have a pass to go there.
Yeah.
His family, they said...
How frequently do they have them?
Well, at the time, I think it was every 3-4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that. I do a family reunion. We do it like every 3-4 years. And in my family, our family reunion, we had, in 1978... No, let me see. 2016, I think it was. We had about 150 to almost 175 people that made it, and we had another 70, 80 people that called in. They were in different states. They wouldn't be able to make
That's incredible.
It was good. It was pretty good. We had signs at Johnson's Memorial Park. It's funny. We had signs leading up to Tillinghast reunion over there.
Yeah.
Coming out, they were all gone. I thought it was the cops probably took them.
Yeah, I was going to say, was someone stealing?
I don't know, but who's going to take our sign? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But unless it was our relatives, we still don't know. That was just fun. I found that ironic, But yeah. Next one. So I called there just a few months ago. We want to set one up for May or June, and because you need at least 6.
Well, you're talking 300,
Yeah.
350 people you're going to invite over.
Yeah, you got at least 6 months you need. So anyway, the person that I know that works there, she says, Jerry says, the only thing is because of the COVID, we got a little limitations. I said, what? She says, well, you only can have it this time around about 15 people. I said, 15 people? I said, I have to have 15 family reunions. So that's why we picked a tentative date for May and June, see how it goes with this. If it loosens up a little bit,
Right, with the COVID restrictions.
But yeah, that's always been a big thing of mine. I don't care. I've got so many people out there I haven't met.
Oh, yeah, I'm
But
sure.
they're my cousins. I got them on my Facebook.
Yeah.
As soon as it's still asked, boom, I accept them. Yeah. Because then I make comments over that, say, cuz, they come back.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Well, social media made it easy in that sense to stay active or stay in contact with people instead of like...
Somebody said, I forgot who it was that said when me and Lori were talking about, she said, oh, are you going to invite all the Tillinghast? I said, you crazy? There's a couple hundred of them. I didn't even know,
Distant, yeah.
Yeah, but...
Well, it's crazy that you can date it back to the 1600s. Too.
Well, we came, I think it was,
that's
I think you have the date over there on your paper.
Yeah, it's 1645.
Oh,
1645.
Right, and I think the Mayflower came earlier than that.
Before
On Plymouth Rock.
what is it?
I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember.
1492.
I think it was
1492, Columbus.
No, that was Columbus. 1492
No,
was
I think it was 1642, 43.
1645 it says. But
That's
so they came in 1642. Yeah. That's crazy that you can date it that far back.
Well, we were prominent in the
awesome.
state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for the last
That huge
350
family.
years, they highlighted. We put the municipal buildings, textile building, the wharfs,
Yeah.
first wharfs.
Well, you got a huge family.
Tillinghast was one of them was a Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
Tell you how they judged wealth back then by what you owned.
Yeah.
Like if you had, let's just say 15, 20 cows or whatever the case might have been, and chicken. That's how they judged your wealth. Mm-hmm. Pond Tillinghast, I read, had a friend. And between Transit Street or Benefit Street and about another 2 blocks, people used to just gallop their horse through. So the friend of Podden said, look, hey, well, can't you do something about that? So he made an ordinance that from this point to that point, you have to walk your horse. You can't ride him.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I thought that was cool, Just stop accident doing it my way.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, South Providence, you grew up out here. Totally different than it is today.
Oh, yeah. South Providence was, there was turmoils between the blacks and the whites and stuff, but we were still friends, too.
Yeah.
We were together, basically. Went to the same schools and, But compared to today, back then, I'm willing to say 2 o'clock in the morning, a family member, be it a grandmother or anybody, could walk down Prairie Avenue and nobody would bother her.
Yeah, not like that today at all.
Now they come out of their door, they're taking their life in their hands.
Yeah.
You got a lot of these young punks,
Yeah.
black and white down there, But I like that about 35 years back.
Yeah.
Go back to South Providence for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice. Nicer than it is now. Well, it must have been a culture shock when you got out of jail the first time.
Oh, well, my friend Michael, he's my best friend. We've been friends for 59 years. And here's a man that's like my brother. Every month, didn't miss, he'd come to visit. And he kept me up on things. I always wanted to know, like, say if a certain club closed that we used to go to. Oh, is it still a club? Yeah, who owns it now? Just for my general knowledge, because anything you need, you gotta have outside information to keep your mind focused. And he would tell me. So what happens was, I used to tell people to go by my sister's house, and I do use landmarks because I couldn't remember the name of all the streets, right?
Yeah, right.
And so I'd get a message that they couldn't find it. I said, what? How the fuck you don't find a 3-story building?
Parking lot.
I come home. Well, the fellow Michael says, I'm going to show you why they couldn't find it. It took me all around. Everything was down. It was like parking lots, like you said. I said, wow, no wonder they couldn't find it. I was laughing. I said, Jesus. But all the different changes, it took me, I thought pretty quick. It took me about 2 months to really grasp what was going on. But keeping in touch between news and my friends and my family and the visits and newspapers and stuff, that helped a lot.
Yeah,
You go in there, and I took advantage of, so I'm not going to say too much because it's going to be in the next book.
Yeah.
I don't want my
that's right.
I don't want my writer to yell at me.
No, I don't completely understand that.
Yeah.
So you learned how to fight back in those days in your basement from your older brothers, right?
Yeah, they used to beat the shit out of me.
That's how you started
The
off?
bastards, yeah. They said, we're going to make you a tough kid because, I was always kind of shy.
Yeah.
I would fight if I was pushed, but
Right.
I never really, And they turned me into a little monster. My mother used to get on and say, you leave him alone. My father said, he's all right, don't worry about it, he's all right. One time I come home, it's in the book, I was at school, and back then, we lived in projects.
Roger Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yep, I know Roger Williams.
And I used to have to go from Rugby Street, which was the furthest end, walk through and to get to school. Roger Williams was a middle school. And you wind up getting a fight there. You get into school, you got to fight to keep your quarter for your milk. Then you're coming home, you got to fight. Not all the time, but it was in. I wouldn't turn my cheek. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I come home one day, and I told my mother, I said, Mom, we got to move. I think, this is in the book, I think. She says, why? I said, well, because I have to fight every day to come home from school and go to school.
Yeah.
She says, Yeah, well, you have to get tough because we're not moving. So now, my brothers,
Love it.
John, Billy, and Harold, the 3 older ones, were in the room and they were bullshitting, but they had the door open and they heard what I said. So I'm walking by, I'm trying to go to my room. I did, Jerry, come here for a minute. I come in, they shut the door. And next thing I know, boom. I'm getting whacked here, whacked there. So I was just like, you little fucking sissy, you toughen the fuck up. You fight what you gotta do. If you can't, if they beat you, you go back with a stick.
Yep.
And you fuck them up.
Yep.
If that don't work, you call us. We'll fuck them up. That's what family's all about.
Yeah.
But from there on, for a long time, they used to just whack me around. Not hurt me enough, but just,
Right.
you know. Then my brother Billy was a fighter, so he'd make me fight with him, box with him and shit.
Nice.
So
you were basically raised, in that environment to learn how to fight.
yeah, the ghetto, you have
Tough.
to.
Yeah.
You're in the ghetto, you can't, you know.
I mean,
last thing I'm going to be is a victim.
Right.
And you have what, 7 siblings?
9.
9?
7
So you
boys.
gotta fight any fucking way.
Oh, we used to fight. My mother used to go nuts. We used to fight all the time with each other. But I have my 6 brothers, and just me and my 2 sisters. One's a half sister, one's a full blood sister. But I don't consider that.
Yeah.
She's my sister.
Your sister's your sister.
Right.
Don't matter.
And but my father was a barroom brawler and an alcoholic, and he wasn't a good guy to my mother, but he was okay with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
So tell us. This is an event that impacted a lot of society. The JFK assassination.
well,
Your
listen,
memories of that.
I loved that guy. And even though I was a young teenager, I didn't quite. What I loved about him was his stamina, his strength. Mm-hmm. Like the time when he made Cuba take the missiles over there, or he bombed. I said, look, he'd turn around and from what I took out, if he bombed Cuba, would flip it right around.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, but they did, and that impressed me so much that I liked him. And when he got killed, I didn't ever thought about it at the time because you're young.
Yeah.
You don't find things out.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I went in the Marine Corps, you find a little more things out. And our own company killed him. Our own country killed him.
Yeah, that's
That's the worst part about it. You know.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
but when that happened, I just wanted to get even with somebody.
Yeah.
So that's why I joined the Marine Corps because of that.
Okay.
And 2 reasons. I wanted to impress my brothers. I wanted them to get respect from them, you know. So, and I joined the Marine Corps.
And then this is all chapter 3, guys, in Jerry's book. Also, then about the first arrest you had with the possession of automobile, aiding an escape.
What a fucking fiasco! Jump out of a car, head first into a telephone pole, knock myself out right in front of my brother Harold's house. That was crazy. Well, I was walking down Eddy Street. I don't know what I was doing or why I was walking down Eddy Street at the time, but I was walking down Eddy Street. A friend of mine comes. Arthur's his first name, and he's got a car, and there's a girl in the car. So he says, Jerry, you want to ride? I says, Arthur, you don't have a car. Where'd you get this car? I said, you steal this car? I said, no, it's my uncle's. He let me use it. I said, who's that? He said, that's my girlfriend. She's been with me, you know. I said, well, I'm only going about 3 blocks. Give me a ride to my brother's house. He said, okay. I get in the car. We don't even take off, and the lights come flashing. So he said, oh, fuck, Jerry. He says, this is a stolen car, and she's a runaway from Girls Reform School. I said, what? I said, you got to get me out of here. So we went, and we made the turn. I said, slow down, don't jump out. We slowed down. I jumped out head first into a pole. There I am.
Laid out.
He kept going, but they charged me with stealing an automobile, which I didn't. But anyway, and that's when I decided I first went to the Army.
Yeah.
I said, can you guys, I just want to get out of the town, you know?
Right.
I said, can you get me out of here by the 31st? They said, no, the following week. I'll see you later. My friend Bobby Mertz, who was very close to me at the time, talked me into joining the Marine Corps. We made a bet. He said, you don't have the balls. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? He said, how much money we got? I said, I had $3.50. He said, I'll bet you that you don't have the balls. No, we're drinking. You don't have the balls to sign up to go to Marine Corps. I said, oh, yeah. I go. We sign up. And I turn around and said, where's my $3.50? So I don't have it right now. But I'll get to you after we get paid when we go wherever we go. So, and that's basically how that pot came. So we went to Paris Island, and it was a
Hot fucking miserable place.
we got there about 8 weeks after that drill instructor was so fed up with his platoon, he marched them into the quicksand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a historical thing. But then I went through basic training, then I went through advanced training, then we went into COVID training. We did a lot of things. It's 20 weeks before we were done. Then we went I was in Quantico, Virginia, Officers Candidate School, and I was an instructor for the second lieutenants coming through on rifles and camouflage and things like that. Just too boring.
Yeah.
And the company commander, we didn't see eye to eye. I hated him. So when I used to stand guard duty and I know he was coming in, I'd say, "Oh, advance to be recognized." That's the process. He said, "You know who I am?" I said, "I didn't ask that question. Shut up. Let me see your identification." Well, I said, "You want me to call the guard? Let me see your identification." You're under the spotlight. I could see it was clear as this. Right? I had him. So I said, "Take your license out, or your identification out, rather, and put it on the ground and step back 20 feet. And do it now." And I cocked the gun, right? The rifle. I wasn't going to use it, but he knows I didn't like him, so he didn't want to take a shot.
Yeah.
And he was feeling good anyway, so he said, "Oh, you'll pay for this, and that." I said, "Yeah, shut the fuck up." So what happened was, then I checked it out. I says, "Okay, proceed." He said, "I'm going to proceed. I'll see you tomorrow." I said, Yeah, go fuck yourself." That's the relationship we had. So when I get bored with Quantico, I mean, listen, I could pass inspections, but that wasn't me. I didn't care about that.
Yeah.
It was just something more I wanted. I'm used to being in a concrete
action.
jungle, trying to say, but, so I went into my, listen, I'm going to make you happy and me happy. So how's that? I said, I'm volunteering. I want to go to a Marine Corps recon or Vietnam. He said, "Well, come back in an hour. I'll make a decision." I go back and knock on his door. I go in. He said, "Well, I'm not going to send you to recon. I'm going to send you to Vietnam. And I hope you don't come back, you asshole." I said, "What?" I said, "Listen, you fucking punk. I'm going to come back, and when I do, I'm going to seek you out." Yeah, this ain't over. So that was how I got sent to fucking Vietnam with the attaboy and hope you're dead. I hope you don't come back. Nice.
Pat on the back.
Nice company commander, huh?
What was your experience in Vietnam?
Well, I'll tell you,
Wasn't pleasant?
No.
Is it like any of the movies?
Yeah, how does it compare to what you see in the
Like, well,
movies?
Well, some of it isn't bad. You know what sometimes what gets me is you see them when they're going on patrol and they walk pretty close to each other.
Yep.
That's not the way it goes. We used to walk at least 20 yards between each one because if somebody hit a booby trap,
They kill all the whole platoon.
you're going with it. I mean, I don't give a fuck what happens. So if you're back that far, you have an option to either dive, whatever the case is, to some kind of reference to help yourself. And but I see that, and in the movies you see different things, like they act like it wasn't like that too much.
The movie that most sticks out to me is it just seems like it was wet and hot all the time.
Well,
it was like muggy and a lot of bugs.
In the summer, it'd go up to 135 degrees.
Shit.
Wow.
Chrissy, you wouldn't
At
go
night.
135 degrees.
Listen, now here I am. I know. The sun is my biggest enemy.
Me too.
Yeah. So I says, "Well, I'm gonna get a tan now and do a little bit at a time." I wasn't at 20 minutes. I rolled my sleeves up. I had 30-degree blisters. I said, "Whoa."
Jesus.
Sounds different.
But at night it would cool down to 100. Yeah, and you're laying in bed, you're fucking sweating.
No air conditioner, nothing.
Yeah, well, outside, but
Yeah. Was it windy though? Did you get a nice breeze at least that night?
not often, no.
That's rough.
Like the fucking jungle. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have them 5-gallon, them 5-gallon, them vertical gas cans, but they were water cans and stuff. We used to get them, fill them up and put them up, dump them up, so like for showers if we had to. Always cold water. So a couple of times I had to go to segregation when I was in jail and said, "Well, you ain't getting nothing now, it's all cold water." I said, "Oh, too bad."
You already used to that.
It was good. I didn't care. And then they give you a razor blade. It's probably been used by half of everybody in the fucking site.
Yeah.
And you get it, and I just shave it. I need a beer or nothing like that. I said, because that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it was really just, wow. So that's impressive. I said, you want to see me when I get my hands on your fucking neck? Yeah, but...
So when you were in Vietnam, you and some other soldiers were alleged in a rape case.
What happened was, we went on a patrol. And this bothers me to the fucking no end from day one. You know, you don't like to say that you didn't do nothing, but I didn't do anything. And if you read it, you're going to see where the judge that was my lawyer back then remembered my case out of 3 cases in 50 years of practice. And he said, Jerry, you got screwed. No doubt about it. He never even should have got charged. If they would have charged me, they should have charged everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm the only one that didn't give a statement. The major come in there and he said, well, I wanted this. 4 times he called me back in. I said, listen, I don't know what the fuck happened. My mind was somewhere else. Stop calling me in there. Do what you got to do. Next thing I know, I was shackled up and going to the headquarters in Da Nang, waiting trial. But then even the woman got on the stand and said, I didn't do it.
Right, yeah, I remember reading that.
And the presiding justice at the time, colonel, I think he was, he didn't give a fuck. Then come to find out he was friends with the captain.
Jesus.
Who was defending one of the black guys that admitted doing it and said it was a cultural thing. Cultural thing, my fucking ass.
Yeah.
Whatever happened is because of the relationship. And my lawyer at the time, he said, Jerry, you're going to be a victim of the system. I said, why the fuck you say that? He said, because see that captain? Yeah. He's very good friends with that colonel. I said, wow, that's fucked up, man. You know?
Yeah.
And when she said, no, I didn't do it, I thought I was going back to duty. I want to go back. Let's start shooting people again, you know?
Yeah.
But...
that was an injustice, man.
Oh, yeah. That's where the rage came.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I said that in the book.
Yeah.
Well, I remember later on, someone had said that if that wouldn't have happened to you in Vietnam, maybe your course in life would have been different. Do you think?
Oh, I think so.
You probably would still be in the
military career.
Oh, yeah, I wanted it because I wanted that.
Yeah,
I liked it, yeah. And I excelled at it.
Right.
You know? But... you're fucked, hey.
And you got to end up getting a bad conduct discharge.
At first, they gave us a dishonorable discharge. My lawyer said, what the fuck? Then they dropped it to bad conduct. And then after they were reviewed, I went to the Portsmouth Naval Brig and stuff, and then they have the colonels and all them. They review all your paperwork. Yeah. They said, why the fuck is this guy even here? Never should have got charged.
Oh.
Yeah, especially when the girl... went on a stand and said that it wasn't even you. That's
insane.
nuts.
I can't even believe that they didn't drop.
I thought I was home free. I said, good, I'm going back, you know?
Yeah, they should have dropped the charges.
The guy Caldwell, I think it was Harrison Caldwell, he was the PFC. He admitted doing it. He went back to duty. And how the fuck does that happen?
He's like he said, you got fucked.
Yeah, well, you got that captain was his thing.
Yeah,
you know?
No shit.
That's insane.
Well, I was fucking pissed. So now I come back, most actually I got a big chip on my shoulder, not because of my country, I love my country,
right.
but because of the people running it.
Yeah, the system.
The system.
Yeah,
you went to naval prison?
Portsmouth.
How does that compare to, say, the ACI or Walpole? I mean, ACI and Walpole.
Well, they're pretty strict.
Yeah.
You know, I was they had this tier called Fox tier.
Yep.
And that was for people who kept fucking up, and they put them on the tier.
Mm-hmm.
I got on it, I never got off it.
Yeah.
Because I would fuck with everybody. I didn't give a fuck.
It was like SEG kind of.
We used to have to do inspections. They used to call it, we used to call it junk on a bunk. So when it came time, turn around, I'd take all my stuff and just pour it on the bunk. Mm-hmm. So when the lieutenants come out, they said, what is this? I said, it's the inspection. He said, what do you mean inspection? What inspection? You like this? I said, look, at junk on the bunk. There it is. Another 2 weeks, he ain't getting out of here, you know, but eventually I was in, I was out. Got a lot of fights.
Yeah.
So when you came back, you got into boxing for a little while through Wild Willie Green.
Well, my father, Willie Green used to go to. My father had purchased a restaurant. He calls it Jerry's Lunch or something like that. I forget. Okay. And right on Eddy Street. Oh. So Willie used to go there because he was running the boiler room at the Temple Street School back then. So he came in.
What are you doing down there?
Wait, a Muslim? You don't have to pray. I'm saying, what the fuck is this? I'm paying attention to everything.
We are live on there.
So my father told me, listen, I got a son. He's coming home from the Marine Corps very soon, and he's a little crazy. Can't tell him what to do if he don't want to do it. But he's a tough kid. I think if you get him, you take him in the gym, you can get him to think in a different manner, you know? So we did. I come and I met him, and that's what I said, and we're boxing, we're sparring. And he said, wow, so you got what they call an educated left. That's why I got smart with him. I said, wow. So you sure this thing hasn't talked to me? I don't know. Was it a college level? Whatever. He's all right, asshole. It says, and then that's what all kinds of extra exercising I was doing because of my mouth. And we were right into it because he was training me. You know, they train for the 3-round fights.
Yeah.
They train maybe 3-4 rounds, maybe 5.
Right.
I was trained for 10. End of 3 or 4, I'm 5. I'm still going.
Yeah, you were ahead of the game.
Yeah, we were getting ready to do it. Set up the first fight, and his father died.
Wow.
When his father died, he just quit. Didn't say 2 fucking words. He just, boom.
Oh, shit.
He went home, and that was it. I called him, and I talked to his wife, Jerry. What's going on? I said, Jerry, he says, you might forget it because he did everything he was doing for his father.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so that ended that. So then,
Do you think you might have had a chance at a boxing career if that wouldn't have happened?
no, maybe, I don't know. I can't say yes, I can't say no. There's a lot of tough people out there.
Yeah, no doubt, absolutely.
You know? But if you train right, and I got the heart for it, I had the ability. So,
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Kind of came naturally, more or less.
Yeah, well, because of my brother's
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You were already boxing.
Yeah.
You just didn't even know it.
You already take
Right.
a shot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What about, talk a little bit about the Bronx
Yeah,
Tap.
yeah.
Richie Gomes, Ronnie Sweet, Met Brothers, Freddie Bishop.
Yeah, that's an interesting place to me. It sounded like.
And you heard about the Bronx Tap.
Well, I mean, I read about it in Gerard Gomet's book, and then I read about it in your book, and it sounded like kind of like a place we probably hang out at.
For sure.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the guys were from the Dennis Green, Michael Green, Freddie Bishop, and a few other guys that are from Warwick.
Okay.
Wart.
And most of them say, see, Gerard and his family, they were Mets.
Right.
Kind of grew up around South Providence, where we grew up. So my father knew them, knew his brothers. They were steeplejackers. And he knew Gerard and stuff like that. So how I met them at the beginning was Jerry Christie. He was supposed to be a wise guy, you know what I mean? And I didn't know at the time, till after, that he said he was a semi-pro fighter and stuff like that. So he was supposed to be a tough guy. So somebody approached me. What happened was he thought, when I first met, I used to go to different clubs. I work, then I just go hang out with the guys, my friends. And he almost accosted me, thinking I was somebody that owed him money. I said, I don't even know you. I don't know you know fucking money.
Yeah.
Now, there was a guy, Mooney, that was right in the middle. He was turned out to be a stool pigeon.
Yeah.
He told Jerry, no, Jerry, you got the wrong guy. It ain't him. You know what I mean? And so he wanted to throw a punch. I said, don't do that.
Bad idea.
Don't do that. Yeah, they don't know me. They think, I'm just... So then we go to the place we used to all go, Peter Pan Diner. So I left early. I wanted to get away from that scene. So Mooney was there. He left earlier than me. And I'm going, sitting down, and he's reading a newspaper. I said, what the fuck was that all about? He says, look, he says, whatever you do, when you see him, you go the other way. I said, what? I said, why should I do that? He said, well, he's a tough guy. I said, yeah. I said, well, you don't know me. I said, I can handle myself. You know? I don't tell them what my background was or anything like that.
Right.
None of their business. So I'm talking about him, and he pulls up. Now, I don't exaggerate. Back then at Peter Pan, everybody and their brother went to the Peter Pan afterwards. They all went there.
The clubs get out kind of thing, like breakfast spot.
Yeah, right. Yep. And so he parked his car, and I come walking out. And I'm walking towards him. I said, I forget exactly. I tell what's going on. And he turns around and he says, I ought to punch you, knock you the fuck out, or something like that. I says, that's not happening. I says, mistaken identity. I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know you nothing, don't even know you. So he went to kick me. I said, don't, you kick me again, I'm knocking you out. He went to kick me again, hit him with a combination, knocked him out.
That was it.
About 20 minutes.
Gave him the warning.
Yeah.
But all the guys around, my friend Davey Collins grabbed me because I grew up with him and he was hooked with them guys. Jerry, you got to get out of here. I said, why? He said, you know who you knocked out? I said, no. He said, he was a semi-pro fighter. I said, him? Okay, who the fuck did he fight? You know what I mean? So anyway, so I go but after I knocked him out, Arthur Pina, he's an older guy with my brother's friends. And when we grew up, I grew up with all his youngest brothers. We went to school together, we fought together, and I love Joe Pina. Even though he had a bad problem with my brother Harold, we squashed it. But anyway, Arthur turns around, out of all the people there, he comes up and says, Jerry, I got your back. What do you want to do? I said, well, I don't want to see no problems. I said, I'm just going to leave like they suggested, but I want to torture this motherfucker, right? So he said, torture him. I said, yeah, I got a few moves nobody sees, you know? So anyway, so I left. Then I find out that him and 4 other guys are looking for me. Up at and they go to now I called a friend, a female friend, who was hanging with them and knew the whole story. So I said, what's going on? She said, Jerry, look you got to stay away for a while. I says, I can't do that. I said, that's not me. I said, I've been through fucking combat. I want to fucking worry about 5 fucking guys.
Yeah.
So look at guns. I said, good, I'll use them.
Yeah.
You know? But I went and to see a couple of my brother's older friends. They were total fucking lunatics. The Evans brothers, Albert and Anthony. I told them, I said, listen, I got a little problem over here. I pointed them out. I said, but what I want you to do is just watch my back. I'm going to take every one of them outside. I'm going to fuck every one of them up.
Yep.
And one of them said, Anthony said, wow, Jack, you got fucking big. I said, yeah, I did, yeah. But I said, the Marine Corps told me a lot of things. So I said, he said, well, fuck it, let's go shoot them all. I know, don't do that, because it was fucking nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said, no. But if somebody comes in, I'm going to fight them if they want to fight. And we'll go from there. So I go over to them, and they were all playing it anyway. Nobody knew what was going on. I go over to them, and I said, look what do you want to do here? He said, what? I said, listen, you started the fight. I finished the fight. I had nothing to do with what you were looking for. It wasn't me. Mistaken identity. I said, so if you think that you can accomplish, let's go outside. Mm-hmm. Me and you will finish it. Ronnie Calderon, a friend of his, jumped in and says, well, look what I said, you. Shut your fucking mouth. I'm talking to him. He froze over there. I says, you can be next. You know? So I said, what do you want to do? I said, we go outside, or you forget about it right now, where you shake hands and become friends. He said, well, I don't want you to think that's the point, see? You don't want me to think that I'm winning anything. I want to teach you that you're winning. Because if we go outside, I'm going to fuck you up. Oh, yeah.
You're doing them a favor.
Yeah, and I said, no, they're looking at me. Here I'm by myself. They don't say, who the fuck is this guy, right? So anyway, so he shakes hands. So afterwards, we all leave and act like that. And so my friend, she comes up, she says, afterwards, she calls me up, brother, when I'm home. She says, Jerry, you can't trust them. Now, again, they were, prior to that, when I found out they were looking for me, I told my father, he says, come on. That's when he took me to the Bronx Stab. That's when I met Gerard.
Okay.
And he told Gerard says, what do you want to do, kid? I said, I don't want to do nothing. He said, well, there's 5 of them. We'll take care of it. I said, no, I'll take care of it myself. And he just looked at me, looking at my father. My father said, he can handle himself, you know? Yeah. He said, yeah, but they're 5, they have guns. I said, I don't give a fuck if they have guns. I'm not a stranger to that.
Right,
you know? So, and then from there, I just went, and that's when I went to the, I couldn't take it anymore. It was a couple of days, and I said, fuck that, So I just went and tracked them down.
Yeah, so you coming from war, conflict on the street was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, whatever. Like, you want to do it, let's do it.
I'm so fucking fired up.
You know how Twitch Christie ended up dying?
Yeah.
Interesting story.
He got shot, stabbed, strangled.
And they found him in the back of a car in 19.
Yeah, I don't know if he was in a duffel bag or not, or whatever the case. Yeah, they found him.
79.
Yeah, they tried to charge
Bobo
with it. Yeah.
So it wasn't,
No, 79, I just went. What are you trying to say?
No, I'm just saying, it's just interesting how Mr. Twitch Christie died after all those years of being in the mob.
See how he plays it?
I saw that, yeah.
He tries to get slick.
Just saying.
Dave Betancourt, right?
Yeah.
Dave Betancourt, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, I'm just saying. The guy ended up.
This keeps up, you'll see his picture on a fucking milk carton.
Stabbed him, tied him up.
And strangled them.
lit him on fire.
Someone was mad at him.
Someone was mad at him.
Yeah. So Jerry, you worked for the Buddy Cianci mayoral campaign.
Buddy Cianci.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Buddy?
He's,
Let us have it.
Let us know.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what I always heard. My old man always used to say that.
Before he became the mayor, he was a prosecutor.
Right.
I had 3 different cases with him back in the day, and I got all 3 dismissed. And he's over there. I say, kid, buddy, I said, go fuck yourself. You know?
Yeah, that was in the book. I was dying laughing.
And so I turned around, and so we're working. I told him, now, me, Larry McGarry, I loved him. He was the power, the Democratic power at the time. So we he was trying to get Joe Doley out of office. He was the mayor. He was drunk every night. His chauffeur used to put him in the fucking car and take him home. But so, anyway, Larry wanted him out so bad. So we ran a candidate, Fran Brown, fucking great guy. And he lost. He lost considerably. And I think it was because he was too squeaky clean.
Yeah,
Rhode Island don't like that.
No, for its
like
corruption. Yeah.
So anyway, that was against Joe Doley. Now Joe Doley wins. Larry McGarry. Now we're all meeting in Pawtucket, where his office is. Nice big room, something like this, but it was all nice. And the cops there, everybody's there. You know, all the connections. And I tell the cops, I said, remember this, we'll do it together. I mean, next time, stop me. Remember? That's what they laughed. I said, it depends on what it's for. I said, don't worry about it. You know, so he says, we're going, fuck this, we're going to go Democrats for Cianci. Went around everybody. Everybody said, okay, Larry, we're going. They come to me. He said, Jerry? He goes, no. He said, what? I said, no. He said, Jerry, back then, me and my friend Al Ross, we had 2,000 fucking registered votes. You know how much power that is?
Yeah.
And we could do it the way we wanted to. Yeah. And there wasn't no extorting, nothing like that. There were friends and people that wanted to see fucking Dolly out and stuff like that. And some of them couldn't come. So I said, nope. And I left. I said, Larry, I'm sorry. A couple weeks go by, I get a call from Joe Badway.
Yep, know that name.
Dean Autobody.
Yep.
Now I'm friends with the family. I know his brother Ray and him, and I love them guys. They're good guys. And Jerry, can we talk to you? I said, yeah. I went up there, talked to him. He says, listen, we need you out. I said, what's that? They said, well, we're going to back Buddy Cianci. I said, I ain't backing that piece of shit. Fuck him. I have nothing to do with him. So what happens is, in that business, you can say, well, do this, that, the other, but if they turn around, if somebody says, look it, can you do me the favor? That's done. That's, you know what I mean? Then you do it but anyway, so I'm getting ready to leave, and thought I was clean, boy. I says, all right, I'm getting out of here. Jerry, what? He says, I need a favor. I said, fuck are you? I said, all right, I'll tell you what. We'll do it. Me and Al, when you put a new regime in there, the old regime goes. So there was 4 environmental control inspectors for the city of Providence, and 2 of them were going. So I told Joe, I said, look, I want them 2 jobs. He said, oh, you got him. No, I want him to tell me I got him face to face, you know? So I went to City Hall, and I said, listen, you know why I'm here? I'm not here because of you. You know, I don't like you. I don't give a fuck about you.
Speaking your mind.
Now, Ronnie Lance was there. He was the city solicitor. Nice guy. So I turned around and I says, you know who called? And I says, I want them 2 jobs if you win. He said, well, how do I know I'm going to win? I said, you're going to win. I want them 2 jobs, me and my friend Al. All right. So, that's your word. Yep. So we only won by 700-something votes. So I go to him, I said, well, we want to get our jobs. He said, well, how do I know your votes worked? I said, you're elected, aren't you? Disputed, 700 votes,
right.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know? So we got the job. And he tried to fire me 3 more times. I went to arbitration and won the case. I told him, oh, who the fuck can't beat City Hall? That old saying, you can't beat City Hall. I said, I did it 3 times. So we're going, and Joe Virgilio, I love him. I respect him. He was the president of the 1033, the union I was in, City Workers. So I used to do favors for him and stuff like that. He helped me out. He called me and he said, Jerry, listen, I got through my grapevine that Stancy's got it for you. He said, I'm going to make you a steward in the union. I said, I'll be no fucking steward. He said, yes, you do. It's because you're a steward in the union, he can't fire you.
Yeah, good gig.
So I said, oh, really? He said, yeah. I said, but, okay.
Sign me up.
Yeah, so when I went after that, that's when on the City Hall steps during the blizzard, I was already a steward. And when I told him to go fuck him and get his fat fucking ass and go get his own oil, he said to his assistant, he can't talk to me like that, can he? I said, no. I said, well, I just fucking did. I'll go fuck yourself. Me and him, we're trying to help people here. You want 2 quarts of oil for your car. That's a city car. Let it blow up. Who gives a fuck? You know? But that's how that happened. Now, how things turn around. Joe Paolino was saying, I like Joe. A lot of people don't like Joe. I don't give a fuck. I like Joe. And and I seen him this last time up at the feast when Buddy was running again.
Yeah.
But I didn't know his health was bad. So I said to Joe, I said, where is he? He said, Jerry, he's up the back. I said, come on. So we're up there and I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I says, you don't remember me, Buddy? He said, look at it. He said, well, you look awful familiar. So I leaned down. I told him, I said, Jerry Tillinghast. He says, oh, how you doing? He says, can you still get them votes?
Oh, wow.
I said, no, they're long gone, buddy. I said, I don't live in Providence, but I'll pass the word and try to help you every way I can, which I did.
Yeah, all right.
You know, but I respected him because I didn't like him at all. I don't say hate. Hate's a bad word.
Right.
I can't hate him because I beat him every time he come at me. But I like what he did for his people.
For the city.
Yeah.
For the city.
Yeah.
He put us on the fucking map.
That's true.
Yeah.
No.
And what I like other ones that came behind him trying to take some of the claim.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is exactly what happened.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to get reelected.
Yeah.
Because he could have worked on. He could have done. He's the only guy I know that I think could have straightened the city out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, he did a good job.
Well, he made the city what it was.
Yeah.
Well,
The whole Renaissance and all that.
Yeah, he did it good. He put us on the map. But
go ahead.
then he dies.
Yeah.
He had a girl with him at the time, some blonde girl, some pretty girl.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how that happened.
Probably just because
Of his name, his reputation.
I don't know, maybe.
Who knows? Now, 1970. You did a 2 year bid for armed robbery, and you got violated. Probation.
Yeah,
Probably pro violation.
it was. I had a 2 year suspended.
So you're fucked.
What happened was the 2 year suspended was for stabbing what I thought was a federal informant that worked for the Army. I stabbed him with a ice pick. And I threw him down the fucking stairs. And the funny part about it was he had 4 of his buddies with him. They were in the fucking car. The car was running. Their fucking eyes got as big as yo-yos because I did it in front of them, right? They turned around and backed the car all the way up and took off and left them. I said, well, fucking strong crew.
Well, friends, huh? Jeez.
Now, there's 4 of me there. I'm by myself.
Yeah.
But they saw him go down like it was boom.
They didn't want no part of it. They didn't want no part of that.
No, and I got the ice pick. I'm saying, what? I hit him twice with the fucking thing. You know? But I only did. I come home. I was working in the paint business, and for whatever reasons, I come up the front. Usually, I'll go around the side, and I heard him say, "If you don't tell me where she is, I'll slap you right in the fucking mouth." Talking at the time was my wife, but it wasn't. I wasn't married at the time.
Yeah.
I said, "What'd you say?" He turned around. I hit him with a fucking boom. Then took him over by the stairs, and I stabbed him, and I threw him up. Now, what happened was, we had a charge. Me and Ronnie Sweet, we had a charge for riding around with a sawed-off shotgun, and 2 out-of-state plates registered for the year. And inside the trunk was a sawed-off shotgun, the old type Playtex living gloves, and we got stopped. And I took the key. I said, Ronnie, back up. And I took it and threw it out his window. It hit the grass. You know, in tall grass, sometimes you don't cut it.
Yeah.
It hit that and knocked it back onto the sidewalk. But they didn't see it at the time. He just saw something. So he said, well, why are you stopping? I said, well, you got a shotgun shell on your seat. No, we don't. We didn't, you know. Because somebody, half hour prior to us getting stopped, was up in an area where we were. And blew somebody's picture window out with a shotgun.
Oh.
And so, some area, you know, reputation and stuff like that. So it wasn't hard for them to charge us. So they charged us. So then when I stabbed the informant, I made a deal with him. I said, look, I'll plead guilty to this. You suppress the shotgun shots because I carried 20 fucking years.
They ran everything concurrent with their.
No, they dismissed the shotgun shots, and I pled guilty to 2 years suspended for stabbing informant.
Oh, you fucking lucky.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, but I had to go with this is what you want, because they wanted to convict us so fucking bad.
Yeah.
So now I go down, I'm downtown, and I want to be careful how I say this, but there was a couple of individuals there that I relieved them of their, how do you say it? I relieved them of part of their responsibility, we'll say.
Gotcha.
Okay? And the funny part about it was, I'm here, about 30 feet away was a cop. So I have a weapon. Whenever I go to somewhere, I have a weapon. You don't take a weapon unless you're going to use it.
Right.
So anyway, and they said, this is a cop. I said, don't worry about him. Worry about you. I had the gun on you. I don't give a fuck about him. So they gave me what they owed me and went on. And then afterwards, they got pinched and they said that I robbed them and stuff like that. So I went to court with them and the judge violated my 2 years suspended. And that's how I wound up going into jail for that. And so once he violated me on the suspended, that wiped that out. I did the time, and what happened was I didn't go any further with the case, so.
Well, you flattened it at that point.
Yeah, you know why? 2 years, something like that. That's a drunk bid, we call it. Yeah. Flatten it, because if you make parole, you're gonna be on you. They're gonna be on you.
Right.
They're gonna be on you anyway.
Yeah.
But you make parole, they can violate you so fucking easy.
Yeah.
So I learned that from my brother Johnny. Don't. If it's a small bid, take it. Do the time. So, and that's why I started getting a little reputation inside the prison. I come up to the book where they told me if I ever go to prison, I have to make an example if somebody bothers me.
Right, yeah.
That's
the story in the gym, yeah.
Well,
25,
I was down there,
25
and I was
plate.
in good shape as it was.
The 25.
Yeah, there's about a 6'4" black guy who was lifting weights. I said, excuse me, can I borrow that 225 plate? No, I'm using it. I said, you don't have it on your bar. I'll be very done quick. He said, no. I said, no, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to use it. I said, oh, okay. So he's pumping up 250 like it's water. Right? So he gets it up there. I get the 25-pound plate and I smash him in the forehead. Jesus. Fucking bark comes out. I'm trying to fucking choke him, right? And they get me off and I smack him again. And so the rescue comes. They take him on the gurney. They take him down in handcuffs. So we're going upstairs. And my brother John and Harold are upstairs. And they said, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? He said, yeah, somebody just went fucking nuts down there. I said, who is this? I think it was your brother. Our brother, yeah. So I come walking up the stairs. And they're there. They said, Jerry, what happened? I said, it's your fault. They said, my fault? Our fault? How do you figure that? I said, well, because you told me if I ever got a problem, make an example. There goes the example. I said, that's your fault. So I went to segregation, but they got me out.
Yeah.
They got me out in a few days, which I didn't care. What the fuck? But yeah, that's, I ran into him like 4 or 5 months later. And I says, what do you want to do? He says,
you don't want no problems.
I said, we're good.
You don't want no problems.
Yeah, we're good.
You can use whatever weights you want.
He was looking at me like if I had a weapon on me or something like that.
Yeah.
But
talk about the race riots in Providence. I didn't really even realize that we had race riots back in the 70s.
yeah, remember back in California, back in that time, they used to have in Watts, California, they started that burn baby burn bullshit. And they had a riot there that swept clear across the United States. Never think it was going to come to Rhode Island.
Yeah.
But it did. And Prairie Avenue, white people, older people were driving by, and the black people were throwing cinder blocks at their cars and stuff like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we got pissed. So when the blacks were coming by up on right by the Bronx Ave, they were parked. So we were bombing them with cinder blocks.
Yeah.
Then the fucking cops come. Now, but they turned around, and they said, ain't no white people coming down here. I said, well, we grew up down there. We know everybody. So me, Gerard, and couple of guys, we go down there and we confront us. Did you say we can't come in here? I can't come in here? My family's in South Providence? Oh, no. You guys come in.
Yeah, you guys are good.
You guys come in. But they didn't say it like they were afraid. They just said like, we know each other and it was no big deal. You know what I mean? But they said, no. So I said, why are you bothering old people? What the fuck did they have to do anything? Old people stops the car, you're throwing fucking cinder blocks through their windows?
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with that?
Yeah, no shit.
No respect.
No. So we said we had to say, then we went back, and I wound up getting a hold of a 30-30, and I got up on the roof of the Bronx Tap, and because we heard they were coming. It was like 250 guys down below.
Wow.
And it was more than that with the blacks that were coming. They had all kinds of tools and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I was with a kid named Jackie. He said, turn on, I said, Jerry, shoot him. I said, what? He said, shoot him. I said, are you fucking nuts? I'm not shooting now. I said, look, you know how many people down there? You think maybe 80 and 90 of them aren't going to rat out because they don't want to get charged or nothing? Come on.
Yeah.
You know, that didn't happen. So I hit it out and I did good. It almost looked like the rifleman there for a minute. But I was shooting just over their head. You know what I mean?
Scare them.
Yeah, I don't want to. When I did that, it scared them because they left, they ran, and they dropped all the tools. There was enough fucking tools that opened 5 gas stations. I'm telling you, yeah, I couldn't believe it. But I'm not going to shoot them. Some of them are my friends.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, you know. But it's just too bad how that goes, you know, through life.
Want to talk about the club Martinique? Is that how you pronounce it? Martinique,
Yeah,
you and
Martinique.
Harold?
Well, what happened was Harold always wanted to run a restaurant. Mm-hmm. So the guy that owned the Martinique came to my lawyer, pulled the mail, said, and he had problems with it, this, that, and the other. So Paul calls me. He said, Jerry, come on up there, because I was at Michael's office, which was half a block to his office. So I go up there and he says, this is so-and-so. And he said, but he wants to, he's got a problem with his restaurant. He wants to get out of it. He said, I know you always wanted it. And I know Paul, not me, Harold. So I said, wait a minute. So we got him, I got Harold. I had Harold come up there because Harold was down there with me. So Harold was like, ooh, pig and shit there.
Oh, yeah,
he wanted it, yeah. But he could do it. It was pretty good like that. So anyway, so he turns around and tells me like this. So he turns around to me. He says, Jerry, what do you want to do? I said, I'll handle this. I said, here's the deal. You're going to give me $5,000. We're going to go down there. The reason why I want the money is I got to make some changes down there. Mm-hmm. He says, and that's going to be a small price to pay. So we go down there. I said, I got to see your staff and all that, right? So we line up all the staff. And I'm talking to them and I'm going by asking questions. There was 2 real pretty waitresses. One knew her business, the other one was halfway there. She could be trained. So I told him, I said, you 2, sit over here, please. You know, I said, the rest of you, you're all fired. I said, what is this? I said, you're all fired. So even the guy says, Jerry, what are you doing? I said, you owe them money? Yeah, I'm always paying them. And they're out. You're running a fucking restaurant in a black neighborhood with all white people in it. Why do you think you're not getting anything?
Yeah, makes sense.
So we turn around. I went to New York with some friends. This is a funny thing. They had this club. It was right across from Roger Dangerfield's. I mean, they had a line going in there that was, forget about it, for now, outside the block, around the fucking corner, waiting to get in to see that nut, right? So, at the time, we're in this club. I forgot the name of it, but it was 3 floors, and it was all glass. So, in other words, if you look up, you can look right up the girls' dresses and stuff. Right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, I'm over here like this. I'm stoned and everything like this. We go in and I'm looking. I see this girl go up. She's got a real short skirt on. So I'm following her going up the stairs. She goes up and she walks over to the I said, what the fuck? And I'm looking up there. I'm looking at girls' dresses and every fucking thing, right? So I turn around. I'm looking over there. And I turn around and I come down here. And there's a fucking about a 6'5" bouncer standing in front of me. He says, what are you doing? I say, hey, where I'm from, I never seen anything like this. As you can see right up their dresses. He says, yeah. I said, why are you looking up there? I said, because I've never seen something like that.
Why not? Why would I not be looking up there?
He said, where are you guys from? I said, Providence, Rhode Island. Oh, shit, how you guys doing? That's okay. Don't worry about it. When I first met Johnny Gotti, he had a bunch of guys with him.
Yep.
And they asked us, where you guys from? We'll get to that. I said, from Providence. He said, holy shit, you fucking guys kill everybody. Now, here it is. All through life, you grow up and you think of New York being the epitome of fucking crime and criminals and tough guys.
Yep.
They were kind of complimenting us. I took it as a compliment.
Yeah.
I said,
Providence had that reputation, right?
yeah. So anyway, when I told her from Providence, he says, well, he said, well, what are you doing here? I said, too many questions, my friend. We're just visiting, you know?
Yeah.
And so he says, well, what part of Providence? Well, I wasn't at Federal Hill, but that's what everybody with me was from. So with Federal Hill, it's, oh, wow, okay. Okay. Then we know your connection. But just be careful, because when you look up there, somebody's husband might be looking down.
Yeah.
I said, I'll handle that. I don't give a fuck. I said, but I never see anything like this. So then I look at he's got they had the disco, the spinner, the DJs had chrome, 4 pieces of chrome coming all the way down with the record turner on it, right? Whatever you call it, I forget.
The turntable.
Yeah. And underneath it, they got like a sponge about this thick. But you can't see the sponge. It's just low enough where you can set it down and you don't see it. It stops the vibration and everything, right? Mm-hmm. I said, holy fuck. I thought that was cooler than shit. So when I went back home and everything, I turned around, I told Harold about it. I said, look, this is what we got to do. He said, boom, okay, we did it. And we set it up right. Put a new parquet flooring in, all that. Told the doctors, you're paying for the materials. I'll get the labor, you know.
Yeah. So you took some of the stuff from New York and brought it back to...
No, I took the idea.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that was good. You know, everybody loved it. But then we had the DJ booth was up with about this high plexiglass around it too. So people sometimes like to throw things.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So tell us about when you met the infamous Raymond Patriarca when you were in the ACI in the 70s.
Yeah, what happened was I was working inside in the cell block where he was. I was
like a porter?
I was the porter, which you clean up, you sweep, mop, whatever you got to do. And so when he came in there, I went over to him and I introduced myself. And he says, oh, yeah, you're with Gerard, right? I said, yeah. He says, no, okay. I said, listen, if you need anything, you tell me. And you got it. You want papers, anything you want. You tell me, and you'll get it. And so we go by day to day. I'd stop and how you doing and stuff like this. So, and he used to go outside once a day during the summer. That's what nice out. And all the people, the popcorn gangsters, so to say, would come out and they'd be talking to him and shit like this. And I'd sit in the background. I don't say 2 fucking words. Everybody asks questions, this, that, and the other about me. I don't do that. So that next day, we go around, I'm bringing him a paper and stuff. He said, can I say something? I said, yeah. He says, you go out there with everybody. When we're out there, he says, and here too. He says, you don't ask no questions. Why? I said, well, sir, I think if you want me to know, you'll tell me. Other than that, it's none of my fucking business.
Yeah.
Amen.
And that's how that went.
Did he engage with them or just kind of not?
Oh, yeah. He told me, he said, listen, can you go out there and tell them that? I said, listen, I can go out there. You're going to have a lot of people coming and complaining.
Yeah.
You know, the way I work, I said, exactly. So, and then we got together, we got along, we started talks and stuff like that. And I got to love the guy.
Yeah.
So then when he got out and then I was out, and I used to go by, in other words, everybody wanted to be a made guy, you know, like
Yeah.
I went to him, I'd go in the office, I'd stop by and I'd see him, and he'd give me a hug. I'd be like going on an elevator, going up.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
Yeah, no, yeah,
You know?
I mean...
And I'm a fucking Irish kid from South Providence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Junior, I got along very well with his son. We're still close friends. But
He said, I mean, I hear stories from back in the day that if there was a crack in the street on Federal Hill, he would have it taken care of. You know, he just took care of the
he
neighborhood.
took care of the neighborhood, took care of the people.
Right.
That's
exactly.
my grandmother grew up right near him, and that's what
I
she
asked
said.
him one time, I said, because right up there, his office, right next door and stuff, there used to be a lot of drug heads.
Yep.
I said, listen, let me do you a favor. He said, what's that? I said, give me 2 weeks, and I'll clear every one of these fucking drug heads out of the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. I said, I can't. He said, the mothers will be in there driving me nuts, you know, complaining. But...
My grandmother told me a story about 2 people were racing down Atwell's once, and They ended up, that wasn't allowed, obviously.
No.
And then they ended up somebody destroyed the cars or something happened to him, she told me. How about, you mentioned John Gotti earlier.
Yeah.
How was he?
Loved him.
Yeah.
A good guy. That's what I meant. When I first met him, I was with Gerard. We went to New York. Gerard had to see him for something, and I met him. And I did something while they were waiting there. And he looked, he said, geez, he said to Gerard, he says, can he stay here for a month? Gerard says, no, I can't control him. He'll be throwing people through the fucking plate glass windows.
Which you did, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The window story.
Yeah. He said, that was good, he said. That's what I like, and he asked me, I said, Jerry, he said, would you want to stay here for a month? I said, no. I said, in my mind, I knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
Nobody knew me.
Yeah.
I could walk up to anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting into that. Because I said, no, I can't. I said, my family, I work for the city. I said, I got to provide for my family.
You get all jammed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So we left, and we stayed in touch back and forth. I went there a few times, stopped by and see him. I went there one time, and I didn't have time to stop by and see him. I talked to a couple of friends at his club. I got home, Gerard called me and said, Jerry, what you doing? I said, what? I said, I went to New York. I said, why? I said, because I was on business. Why? He said, well, how come you didn't stop to see John? I didn't have time. I'd seen Angelo and Anthony. I told them, give them my best. Well, he left a message for you. So I said, you don't tell Big Red. I said, he comes to New York again. Don't stop. He's not leaving. Yes. Hey. They gonna fuck with him,
No.
But that was funny.
Yeah.
But as soon as you went there, and they knew you was affiliated with the old man,
Yeah.
doors were all open.
Yeah. Well, the old man had more
He
respect.
carried a lot of respect everywhere.
I mean, he's on a fucking commission.
Well, I had a lot of respect from John and them and Raymond and that, which I honor very well because I had to earn it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I give it, and they don't have to give it back. I just give it.
Yeah. Well, your character probably.
Stand-up guy.
Yeah.
They recognize that. So in 1976, you were arrested for alleged involvement in a bonded vault heist.
Yeah, it happened in 1975.
Okay.
The robbery itself.
Okay.
See, what happened was I was in jail for 8.5 months. Walk every day. Me and all the guys in charge. We're very close friends. And they talked, and I asked them questions. I knew every fucking thing that took place because they told me. Because they trust me.
Yeah.
And when I got out, I turned around, and even Joe, my writer, we offered our assistance when they were going to do that.
The movie.
Yeah, and I said, well, let me go down here as a consultant, and I can help them a lot. Another one, 2 people I wouldn't have hired, Palmieri and Johnson.
Didn't do good jobs.
Nah.
And they didn't.
Palmieri wasn't too bad, but there was no way, none of them were on the money.
Yeah.
Gerard never wore a facial beard. Never wore facial hair.
Yeah.
Chucky and Duso, I don't know if that's how that happened, because I was, I didn't know. So.
And they didn't end up consulting with you for the movie?
No, they didn't. They
should
said,
have.
no,
Yeah,
that's
what the
okay,
fuck, why
because
wouldn't
no, they would have to pay me.
Yeah.
But it would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would have fought to get that fucking courtroom scene in there.
Yeah.
That was a good scene, But they come back and they said, no, we don't want to. And they told the kid that played me, Buddy Cranston, Nick.
You were Buddy Cranston?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I'm trying to think of his grandfather's name. He was a very good guy. I'll think of it. But anyway, he played me. It was Buddy Cranston. And William Forsythe played Buddy Providence.
Yep.
Now, 3 of us, they made a statement at the end that 3 of us were found not guilty because the state couldn't prove the case or something like that. Or didn't have enough evidence to prove against him. They want to make it look like he was innocent. I put up an alibi. They could not put a fucking hole through it. So
that trial was. How was the trial?
Well, at the time, they classified it the second largest robbery in the history of the United States.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. See, you familiar with baseball?
Yeah, fairly.
All right, the L.A. Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Davy Lopes.
I know the name.
Back in the day, we used to all play sandlot ball together.
Mm-hmm.
He used to come from the east side with his cousins Vinny and Johnny, and we all know each other. We're all friends, and we all knew that kid. He was a little older,
Yep.
but he was going somewhere. Couldn't get by with a fucking on a ball. Hit, forget about it. It's on the street. And right where Prairie Avenue Pool is, all that trees and all that stuff.
Yep.
That was a sandlot.
All right.
That was a sandlot, and then we had the pool, and but that's where we used to play ball. We'd go back as far as we could, and we couldn't just go back far enough because Davey hit the fucking ball. You lose sight of it. It's almost like hitting a fucking golf ball. But you could see that he would excel in playing his position, you know.
Yeah.
So I was proud when he got into professional baseball. Now here's the kicker why I brought him up. I'm on trial for the Bonneville. Vinny and Johnny, his cousins, told Michael to tell me, my friend Michael, said, listen, Davey Lope said he wishes him all the best and hopes he gets it. Now this is in California. That's how far it spread, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Davey Lopes Rec Center. That's why that name rang a bell, because I think I used to play basketball over there.
Yeah, well, you gotta know it's the Davey Lope Center, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But I go into South Providence and I go over there and the adrenaline just flows.
Yeah, you get all the memories come back and everything.
I love South Providence. If I had the money, I'd buy a house there and move right there.
Well, there's a lot of nice houses, like the architecture. Like,
Yeah, and they're fixing them
All
up.
Victorians.
Yeah.
And number one, the reason is because nobody will come to visit me because they'll be afraid in that area. That's good.
Yeah.
I can be by myself. And so I must know all their grandfathers, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So
in the book, you talked about being a father while you were in prison and the challenges that.
tough job.
Yeah. You had the ear to the street too, which helped. You had your ears to the street, per se, so people would, check on. I remember there, I think in the book it was talking about making sure the kids were doing their homework, they didn't get in trouble at school and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were. In other words, I used to talk to their guidance counselors, the principals at the schools.
Yeah.
Well, their mother didn't. I used to ask her to do it, but she didn't do it. But I did it. I just felt it was my obligation.
Yeah.
And I tried to stay in touch with their lives as much as I could. So with Jared, I called Jared one time, told him what bar he was in, where he was, what he was drinking.
Yeah.
He said, "How the fuck you know that?" I said, "No, I don't worry about it. Don't worry about that."
I got eyes everywhere, right?
Yeah. And but people would tell me, "So I saw your son Jerry there. I saw Jerry there." Jerry, well, he acted up a little bit, but then he just said, "Fuck it." He went on and just.
How did that work with the furloughs and I don't know if there were conjugal visits, were there? Like when I was in jail, we didn't do none of that.
No, well, we went to my house, my mother's house, and I told the officer who would take me, I said, listen, here's the deal. My third wife, but she wasn't my wife at the time.
Yeah.
She was a pretty girl, very pretty girl. And I said, here's the deal. Got the Sunday paper for you. You want anything to eat, you're welcome to it. I gave all the kids permission to just harass you. I said, but I'm going upstairs with my girl. Now you have an option. You trust me, or you can come up and watch. I don't give a fuck. So I told her, she said, no, he can't. I said, yes, he can. I said, he's a cop. He's got that authority, which he didn't, but.
Yeah.
So, but I went, and they were respectful. I was respectful.
Yeah.
Come time to go, no hassles, and just, I pick on him. My mother get mad at us. What are you picking on him for? He's a nice guy. I said, he's a cop. What do you think? It's his job to get picked on.
Right.
But.
Then you were married 3 times.
Yeah.
And then you got one of your wife shot you. Your first wife.
Second
wife.
She's still around.
Yeah.
I didn't want it. Look, it was what it was,
Yeah.
But I told her before when she shot me, I said, why did you do it? She goes, I love you. I said, okay, I think you love me a little too much. Time to pass some of that shit around because we're getting divorced. That's
Right.
it. Yeah. I was with her for 7 years. I divorced her. I still stayed 10 more years. Off and on. It was crazy. What?
I can't wait for her to talk to me on camera.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath.
That'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Happening.
And did you meet George Ward, Mickey Ward's father?
I know him for a long time.
Yeah, Jared
Brought that up to us, yeah.
Oh, he used to work for the city,
Yeah.
and so did I. So part of the problem was when I was a steward, I had as much power as a manager for 20 years.
Yeah.
So there was a problem, and I got a phone call, said, Jerry, there's a problem down the yard. I said, what? Mickey's father. Oh, you told Mickey Ward, the fighter.
Yeah.
I'm talking about another situation, yeah. That's why on my mind was, yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
He was a good guy. We were together up there in Norfolk. I mean, Walpole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Norfolk. It's a part of Walpole.
I think New Hampshire, right? Didn't
No,
no?
that was, well, wait a minute.
I thought Jared had said New Hampshire.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think It
yeah.
was New Hampshire, yeah. And that's what we were talking about, his son.
Yeah, right, because he said he met Mickey Ward in the prison, visiting room.
Yeah.
Because he was visiting his father and he was
Yeah.
visiting you.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting.
Yeah. He's a good guy. Both
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Mickey Ward, the fighter, he's not a bad guy at all.
Yeah.
No, he
yeah,
seems
yeah.
like a nice guy from
Yeah.
what you see. His
Tough
brother,
fighter.
his other brother was kind of nuts.
He could always hit hard.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I'm glad for him. In that last round, he was losing.
Yeah.
He hit that guy with a body shot. It was over.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah, he was tough.
He threw a lot of body shots, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly what his thing
Yeah.
was.
So how do you feel about being labeled the alleged mob enforcer? How do you feel about that title?
Well, I'd say it's I don't really like it. Because it has certain overtones that are very bad and negative
Yeah.
Right.
and vicious and all that bullshit, which ain't really me.
Right.
I look like it as a business.
Yeah.
No, you're a legitimate person. Last thing in the world I would ever want to do is hurt a legitimate person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Right.
do it. I would not do it. I said, look, you guys are wise. You got a gun, I got a gun. Hey, let's go. But if you fuck with me, don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a lot of guys up there. A few up there today that I like very much and I respect them. We're from the old school. We're all struggling trying to get by now.
Last
you know?
of a dying breed.
Yeah. But that's like they call me one of the last man standing too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And there are a few guys up there that want to be but don't have the balls, so they cling on to people. Mm-hmm. You know, and they know who they are.
Yeah, sure.
You know, fucking suckers. But yeah, they don't even understand the meaning of the word. You know.
Yeah.
Loyal.
Well, it's not really nobody now, that's for sure.
Yeah, everything
Well,
changed.
There's very few, but
Yeah.
there's only 3 or 4 up there that I would trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody else passed away.
Everybody else, well, most of them are all dead.
Yeah.
Most of the other, and the rest of them, I got no use for them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't talk to them anyway. I ran into one guy who was at the dunk center was a fundraiser for Gary Boletto. Mm-hmm. My late, biologically, he's not my nephew, but he is like my nephew.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because me and his father ran together. So, and this guy comes up to me, he's with his girl. He says, Jerry, hey, how you doing, buddy? Tells his girl, says, oh, yeah, we used to hang out at Federal Hill and stuff. I says, who are you? Mm-hmm. First insult in front of his girl. He tried to brag to his girl about
Knowing you.
being me,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
was friends with me.
Yeah.
And I forgot his name. I says, well, I remember your name. I said, listen, I never talked to you back in the day, did I? He said, well, no, not really. I said, good. I don't have a good reason why I want to talk to you now. Get the fuck away from me. And his girl just stepped back and she like, you know, and he yells at us, hey, fucking funny. And I said, don't yell at her. I said, yell at me.
Hey.
Oh, we're good. Yeah, see you later.
How was Club Gallery? That's enough.
I heard some stories about that place.
No
So
other
was
way.
at Bobo's place, right?
Yeah, we
No,
used to
that
hang
was a
out.
Bobo. They say the Bobo was protecting that joint,
Okay.
but it was never verified.
Yeah.
But-
Allegedly.
Yeah, but anyway, used to be all gay.
Yeah.
Then I guess when Bobo started hanging there and other guys and stuff like that. Slowly but surely, it was turned around to it was mixed.
Yeah.
You know, and that was a
something happened with Richard Moon. It was a school pigeon, you said.
Well, what happened to him? He's up in an elevator. I don't know this.
Oh, that's right, the waitress.
I stopped into see Bobo.
Yeah.
Wasn't there at the time. And I see the elevator come down, the service elevator. Nobody ever uses that. The door's open. This girl goes out. She's crying. Hottie. So. And Moon's over there zipping up his pants. So I stopped. I said, what's the matter? Oh, no, I said, what happened? Oh, he made me give him a blowjob. I said, what? So Moon comes out and says, hey, Jerry, doing? I give him a slap, knock him flat. I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're over here, your friend's supposed to be protecting the train. You're doing that? You fucking piece of shit. And on top of it, you're just going to arbitrarily take any girl you want and fuck him or make him do something. Yeah. I said, what are you, crazy? Well, I'm telling Moon, well, just tell him any fucking thing you want. He'll probably hate you again. You know, I said, what the fuck, man? You fucking degenerate. Don't let me find out you touched another girl in there. I'll rip your fucking head off. I don't care who you're with. You don't do things like that.
Yeah. No.
So I told the girl, you want to slap me in the mouth? No, I don't want to. Yeah, they'll stand there and take it. But that was, he never told Bobo, and I never told Bobo because it was straightened out.
Yeah.
But I told Bobo, look, you got to get a better class of people here, buddy.
Yeah.
5 for 5, all ratted on him.
Yeah, no shit.
It's crazy.
I said, teach him, I said, well, you're batting a fucking 1,000. Fuck you. Yeah, 5 for 5.
So this story is in the 70s, especially that, you know, the wise guys were really running the jail. They brought in booze and food and stuff like that.
Goodfellas scene?
Yeah, like the scene from Goodfellas.
We had a restaurant in there.
Yeah.
They used to bring up, we used to get them grapefruit cans, the big ones.
Yeah.
Put them in the case, but somebody devised a way with a needle to drain the grapefruit juice and put rum in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Fill them. So they would
With a
bring
fucking
in,
syringe, probably.
yeah, they did. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And what happened was, then they sealed it up good, whatever the case was. I think it was underneath the seal, right near the top. So anyway, and those the cops used to have to unload the truck. So here it is, the cops are smoking. They're bringing in fucking booze and giving it to the restaurant. And then they go up there and take it from there.
Did you work in the kitchen?
I work in the kitchen.
Oh, so you got money. That's a good job anyway.
Yeah, but I never drank in there. I never did.
Well, you could fucking eat more regularly.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. After I got out, I make my own diet and stuff.
Just rely on commissary.
Yeah.
That's cool, yeah. So they used to smuggle just booze in with so it was like grapefruit flavored rum or something, right?
151 rum.
Oh, yeah, 151.
After that, about 2.5 hours later, half the fucking joints running around half cocked. You open your mouth, you can smell it, you know? Yeah, we had pretty much control then, back then.
Yeah, so it was a little bit different than the way things are now.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go over chapter 14 and 15, so I cannot say the last name, so Chris is going to have to help me out with that.
Yeah.
But 1978, you're charged with the George Bosmanian, is that how you pronounce it?
Asmasian.
Yeah.
Bosmanian, murder with your brother Harold. And trial started in 78, in July.
Yep.
So you guys were found guilty and sentenced to life with your brother. How was that experience?
Probably a terrible one.
After it cost me 30 years, almost, just short.
Yeah.
29 years and a bunch of months.
Well, you can't get good time?
No, life, you don't get good time.
No.
What they used to do is, back in the day, they used to give blood, and they'd take 10 days you get for that blood, but they would apply it to your, I forget how they call it.
You would give blood?
Yeah.
So you would, they put it on your books, kind of?
Yeah, and then it would go towards your eligibility.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of time shaved off.
Yeah, but, when, you're not going to make it anyway the first time. I figured, I didn't think I would do, I figured I'd do 17 and get out, but I did.
Well, you went to parole, 15 times or so? How many times did you go up for 15?
A couple continuances and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that area, yeah. But, hey.
Okay, now another question I had. Now, they said there were 6 people, back to my memory, 6 people working surveillance. And they had 3 people on at each time. And one guy called out. Do you think if Lieutenant Vespa didn't pick up that shift, you think it would have changed? You might, nothing would have happened? Maybe type of thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Never know.
Just took the job.
If it wasn't him, it'd be somebody else.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who was watching us. It's what we did
Yeah.
or didn't do.
Now, when you were in prison, is that when you met Henry Temelio?
Temelio, yes. That was, thinking in the 80s, beginning of the 80s.
Now, did they ever, they never tacked on any time getting in trouble in the joint then? Like state charges and stuff like that?
No, you'd have to go to court and stuff like that, but you're doing a life sentence anyway. No, as long as you don't really do too much against the administration, they don't really. Back then, they didn't give a fuck,
1978, your brother writes a letter to President Carter.
Yeah, tell us about that.
That's them fucking hostages. Khomeini, that fucking 300, what was it, 350, something like that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Or 50.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he wrote a letter volunteering all of us. We didn't even know he was doing it. Fucking, I forgot what he had us doing. The 2 would be involved with the car and stuff. It was just fucking
Crazy.
Yeah. We laughed, but the secretary of the what is the next one? Why am I keep fucking yawning? Hell, I'm fucking sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
The Secretary of State, I guess you'd call him, the third in line. Mm-hmm. He sent a letter back to my brother appreciating what we were offering, but we couldn't do it at that time.
Yeah. And he didn't tell you.
Huh?
And he didn't tell you guys.
No, the laughter. We said, what the fuck?
All right, so when you were in prison, you got involved into Wicca and paganism. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm doing it now. It's 25 years I've been a practicing pagan.
Mm-hmm.
It's witchcraft, the good witchcraft, not bad. I'm one of the co-leaders of the group, the Coven of the Chalice and the Blade. My cousin is our co-leader. I'm a second-degree high priest, and we try to help maintain through different spells, whatever the case is, protect the environment and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And we're against violence, all that stuff. I'll tell you the truth, I got involved with this, and I think this is a factor that really helped me make a turnaround.
Really?
Yeah. Because it gives you a different perspective on life, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And don't have that dogma, like you got to wear certain things, or oh my God, all that.
Yeah, like an organized religion.
Yeah, and but it's just I just found it because it was in my family way back. There was certain members.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and but I didn't know that at the time. But it just I went to a group one time because they used to bad rap the group, and my friend Aaron was going there on the Sunday. I said, "Aaron, where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to the group." I said, "What group?" He said, the pagan group. I said, "Oh, that's the one everybody's talking about?" He said, "Yeah." So how do you get to go? Mm-hmm. He said, "Well, you can go with me. I'll sponsor you." I said, "All right." Went. It was March 31st. On the March 28th, between 9 and 10 a.m. 96 or 95, I forget. I walked to that door, never looked back. Just felt so right.
Yeah.
Connected with it.
Yeah.
Well, you said he helped turn you around a little bit.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly studying and what the fuck, I had a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah, no
Did it give you some peace of mind too?
Yeah.
So connect with something higher power.
It connected me with myself.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when normally I would think of punching someone in the mouth, I don't.
You take time to reflect.
Yeah. Gives you a
Just sit
different
back, say,
perspective.
that's this thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know you can do it, but you don't want to do it. What are you going to impress? That's like guys that hate people that can't fight back. What
Yeah.
the fuck is the sense of that?
Right, exactly.
I
That's
want
what
someone
bullies
who can
tend to
fight
do.
back, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah, give you a challenge.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say. Oh, thank you after I fucking. That's crazy.
Now, chapter 18 of the book, you actually got charged. Stephen O'Donnell set it up. Your brother Harold pretending to be a bookie looking for protection.
Yep.
You got another 5 years.
Yeah.
Now that was what were you? That was for you were already in for the murder charge.
Yeah.
So you got.
That's why I got more. I want to do an extra 7 years because if you're in jail and you get yourself in trouble while you're in jail,
Yeah.
they frown upon that most naturally.
Yeah.
So you got to pay a price.
So then you were granted parole in 2007, and then 2008 you got a charge.
Violated with a.
Yeah, violated.
So that was about. I think I was out about 19 months. I'm not sure, and I was involved with this. I used to go to this flea market. What I was doing, my ex-brother-in-law, I had some close. A friend of mine was closing out his business, clothes store. Mm-hmm. He says, Jerry, look, you're trying to make money. We're working. We'll split it. And he gave me all the stock that was in it. I priced them all up. So I took him to the flea market. I said, I think that's the easiest place to go without hustling, you know?
Yeah.
So I got my ex-brother. I said, listen, here's the deal. He wanted buying the stuff off my friend. And I said, well, we'll do this. We sell this. Once you get your initial investment back off the top, then everything comes in after that. We'll split it. And then we talking about, he got involved with this kid, Jerry Steele, who's a rat. And I know all this, but I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to my ex-brother-in-law and stuff. And I should have just moved the fuck on.
Yeah.
I got so relaxed because I knew I wasn't doing nothing wrong.
Right.
I didn't think too fucking,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't think about it.
Yeah. Guilty by association.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think it is. So they tried to set me up for, they charged me with selling drugs and shit like that. So that ain't fucking happening, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to wait another 3.5 years fighting it.
And then so you got out 2011, and you know you've been doing the book and everything else since then.
Haven't looked back.
Yeah.
Did you think about writing a book when you were locked up?
No.
No.
I come out and my friend Larry Cunningham said, Jerry, this is 2007 I was out. He says, well, let me see if it was that or I came back out. I come back out in 2011. He says, Jerry, why don't you write a book? I said, what? I don't want to write a book. He says, yes, listen, everybody's making money on you. Why not make money on them? You know? So I saw it. He said, let me ask around and see if anybody's interested in being a writer. So he did, and I come up with John Laxton. Now, Glenn Laxton. Used to be a retired reporter for Channel 12 for 40 years. Matter of fact, he covered some of the times I was arrested. And we decided, I didn't know that he had a little dementia, and he died in the middle of the book.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I had to go back and forth looking for people, screening people, and stuff like that. And I had one guy, a real good writer, Mark Ebner. He's in California. But we would have to just mail this back. I didn't want to go through that.
Yeah.
So I tried to stay local. And what happened was Paul's wife, Priscilla, is an avid reader. She read one of Joe, the writer's books.
Yep.
And she says to Paul, look, you got to check this out. This might be the guy you're looking for. He liked it. Set up a meet with me. They didn't even tell each other who was who. And then John would say it. I mean, Joe would say it. It's like, come on. He says, oh, I see Jerry get out of his car. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. And,
The rest is history.
yeah.
Any other stories that you can give us that wasn't in the book? Well, I don't know. Was the window story in the book?
The window story was in the book. Yeah.
I remember I seen it on another one.
Not divulging no more stories.
Fair enough. No, fair enough. So where can people get the book?
Well, there's a couple places, but mainly is Amazon.com.
Okay.
Just
that's
ask
the big
for,
one.
just type in Jerry Tillinghast Choices. You make them, you own them, they'll come right up.
Sure.
They can order it there, and if I'm gonna have a book signed pretty soon. If they got a book
Oh really?
Yeah.
and it hasn't been signed, just come and see me and I'll sign it.
When is that? Do you have a date for that?
No, I'm trying to work on it
Okay, so-
ASAP as we talk.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely promote that.
Yeah. For sure. So, everybody listening, you want to hear more in-depth stories from Mr. Tillinghast. Go get choices.
The Jerry Tillinghast Story.
And even locally, I got mine at Barnes & Noble's.
Yep, me too.
Guys still sell them there.
Huh?
They still sell them there.
Yeah. Yep.
I never been there to see. They said they did like a little display.
Oh, yeah, probably. I have no idea. I called in and picked it up. I just at the counter, but I'm sure they do.
Because somebody
Especially out here, maybe your Barnes & Noble's in like fucking Kansas, but like out here, Rhode Island, I mean, you're known, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they do have a
Well,
little
I was going
display.
to try to contact them, see if we could do a book signing there.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, Jerry, we
appreciate it. That was
appreciate it.
great.
Awesome content.
Shout out to Dave Betancourt, video
shout out
guy.
Dave. Thank you,
Check
Dave,
him
for
out.
having us here,
Dave,
too.
you got any social media or website or anything you want to plug?
Just Jerry.
Okay.
Google
Awesome.
Jerry and you'll find our stuff.
Okay. No doubt. So
Remember
make
now,
sure.
you guys are going to sign in.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
Make sure you sign up to the Patreon. Their Patreon. What's the Patreon one more time?
Patreon, you can just type in Jerry Tillinghast or True Crime PVD.
Okay, True Crime PVD on Patreon or Jerry Tillinghast. Make sure you do that.
Sign up.
Leave.
Sign up to Jerry's
Ronnie,
Patreon.
leave.
Yeah, right now.
What?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We forget that you're on that podcast.
All right.
We
Well,
had, that's all good. we had, I think it was tentatively, 39 West, Bar 101, and Johnson.
Yeah, I know.
oh yeah, Bar 101. Yeah, sure.
They're great guys.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been there. We've been there.
Really good food, yeah.
Great waitresses.
Yeah.
A lot of great women coming in out of that job.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying.
That's a good spot, but they're good guys. The owners, Pete and
Yeah,
Jamie.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
Pete.
Yeah.
And shout out Bar 101.
They're classy guys.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do one there. Now you saw that place, right?
Yeah.
You know, you was talking about doing something where you're gonna do slides and then do some of the videos while it's going on.
Yeah, it would be more like a speaking engagement, like you talking about your times writing the book and about the book, and then we can show some video behind you and some slides.
That might help. You know.
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know why you didn't think of this before.
The cool thing about the Patreon too is that if you're just finding us now, we're just getting to the real mob stuff, the real true crime stuff. We've been building Jerry's life up until then,
Yeah.
in Vietnam and stuff, so you can catch up on what you missed.
Yeah,
But
for
we're
sure.
just getting into the good stuff now. And I've been working with the Historical Society, picking over old footage.
Oh, really?
Really?
When Jerry was in jail for 8 months during the trial there for the bonded vaults.
Yeah.
They shot film of him in and out of the courtroom every
Oh,
day,
really?
and it seemed like Jerry always knew where the camera was. He was always looking real handsome.
Those
He's a
smiling.
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for having us down
Yeah,
here.
thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
StreetCornerSoapbox.com. Thank you guys for listening.
We're out of here. Peace.
That's right, Street Corner Soapbox. This episode is powered by Pod Decks.
Pod decks are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you are a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddecks.com. Use code SCSB for 10% off your first order.
That's right, Pod Decks are the hottest new tool for podcasters looking to have more meaningful conversations or gamify their podcast. Simply shuffle up, ask a question, and let the content roll. Get yours today at poddecks.com. That's PODDECKS.com. And use code SCSB for 10% off your first order.
And make sure you check out streetcornersoapbox.com for more updates.
That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. Now, we all know during this crazy time with the pandemic, businesses are struggling. So we're here to support local businesses, and we need your help to do so also.
That's right. So subscribe to our Patreon, become a member to help support the show, and receive exclusive episodes and bonus content, as well as discounts on merch. That's patreon.com/streetcorner_soapbox2020.
Follow us on our website, streetcornersoapbox.com.